Not allowed to be friends with Christians or Jews. So I read the verses from the Quran that say that, and then I played imam after imam after imam in Florida, in Texas, in Tennessee, everywhere in America, telling them you can be friends with them, but only to bring them to Islam. So if you convert to Islam,
I swear to God, may I die today, bro. I have never, ever once ever heard that come out of the mouth of an imam or another Muslim, bro, in my entire life.
What they're doing is they're taking something out of context.
But I guess if we can't have friends with Christians, I guess Tommy Robinson can have friends that are friends with Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, it's in the emails. I mean, those are the kind of friends that you want to associate with, Michael. People like that are connected to Epstein emails on the side. I mean, I'm just asking, brother. I'm not attacking you. I really think you are a good man. You definitely come a long way from the times of being a gangster and a mobster, and you lean speaking towards God and spirituality, and I respect a lot of it, bro. And as far as American values, I'm 100% on you.
Okay.
I agree with you.
Michael Francis, or anyone that watched his videos, or Tommy Robinson, a 2-second search on ChatGPT. A 2-second search. Google ChatGPT, just open the Quran for yourself, and you can see exactly what it says about can Muslims and Christians be friends. Does Islam say you can be friends with Christians and Jews? Yes. Islam allows Muslims to have friendly, kind, respectful relationships with Christians and Jews, especially peaceful neighbors, co-workers, business partners, classmates, family, etc. Bro, even as a Muslim man, you're allowed to get married to Christian women and to Jewish women, right? Now let's see some of the evidences for this, because look at with ChatGPT, some people like to say,
read the next part. It's important.
Don't just ask ChatGPT. Don't ask ChatGPT. It's not accurate.
Read the next part.
We're pulling the evidence that it pulls from, right? You want this part?
Read that. It's important.
The nuances. This is the important thing. Islam warns Muslims not to take as protective allies and loyal patrons over the Muslim community, those who oppose Islam.
Can I hit that real quick? Let me give you an example in modern times. When Trump was running for his second election, he goes to Michigan. All the Muslims rally around him. Trump's going to end the wars. He's not going to start any more new wars. Everyone was hoping that he's not going to go to war with Iran and the Middle East, and right? And what did he do? He allowed the war to happen. He expanded the problems in the Middle East. This is what it means to not trust the best interest. So Islam says, always start within your own house first. It's always better to have, and everyone does this, bro.
Yeah.
Dominicans are friends with Dominicans, Chinese with Chinese, Koreans with Koreans. It's the same thing in faith. And I would hope that Christians would be trusting each other more than an outsider first. So, like, what again? Tommy Robinson, you are a piece of shit. You have blocked me just because I give it to you. I give it to you. I will debate you, Tommy Robinson, if you're paying attention, on behalf of the 2 billion Muslims. I said this on the Danny Jones podcast. I will debate you anywhere, even I will debate you in a McDonald's parking lot, even if there's no cameras there, but you won't come. Because you're a coward, bro.
So
you're a piece of shit.
So look at this is the verse that they always try to take out of context, right? This is what I was going to mention, but I didn't want to get anything wrong. Quran 5:51. Yeah. Do not take the Jews and Christians as ʻAliya. So this is the word that they typically try to translate as friends. This is a common tactic that people try to do when refuting Islam. They'll take a word that's in Arabic, and they think that they know better than scholars and the Prophet and how he explained it and how the companions interpreted that verse, meaning the people that were around the Prophet. They say, no, none of that matters. Let me just go ask Google Translate and then pick which of the different translations are possible and use that one.
And then preach on it. But they do this with their own faith too.
I know, I know. And that's why it's like, even when, you know,
all those wealth preachers, they take one verse of the Bible, make it sound like it's all about materialism. And as long as you keep giving money to us so we can fly in private jets, God's going to bless you. No, God does reward those that are generous and those that help the poor, but not when they're scumbags flying on private jets.
Well, exactly. That's why there's a spiritual ceiling with reading the Bible, because you're not actually able to read it in the original language of Jesus. So you're missing a lot of the context. There's certain words in there that lost a lot of their meaning from the way that Jesus originally said it. English is also a very surface level language. Like in a lot of other languages, one word can mean, what's a basic example in Albanian? Is there a word in Albanian for like if you're the aunt on your dad's side? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like in English, it's just aunt.
The aunt on the dad's side is called hala. Aunt on the mom's side is teze.
So that's a very surface level example.
Okay. We don't have just one word.
Yeah. Once you get into theology and, you know, religious text, it's much deeper than that. That's a very basic example. So this is the basic one that they use. Do not take the Christians and Jews as ʻAliya. But like we said, that doesn't mean friends. They always like to say that. It means protectors. And like Bex just gave one tiny example, I'm sure you could reflect and find plenty more. This happens all the time. You know what's funny, bro? Notice this. Every single time they try to attack Islam too, it's always an evidence of its validity.
Yeah,
If
once
you
read
just
it,
reflect on any of the verses that they try to say about Islam that disproves it, it always proves it.
it's like, actually, wait, they are supposed to be respectful to Christians. They are supposed to be respectful to Jews. They're even supposed to be respectful to people that don't believe in God at all.
Not even that, but then it's like a big, argument against Islam is look at the Muslim countries, look how, poor and garbage they are. Okay, and then you look at this verse. Why do you think is one of the reasons that Muslims are where they are? This exact reason right here. What was there just an example recently of Saudi giving the United States a private jet, right?
Yeah.
And how did that go? You think that they were going to side with you over the other country in the Middle
It's
East?
sad. It's sad. The Muslims protected the Jews throughout history. If we're not supposed to be friends with them, then why did we shield them from Christian oppression throughout history? They should be ashamed of themselves. But we also Judeo-Christian values. We saw what happened to that nun in Jerusalem the other day. We see the way they spit on their churches. Find me Muslims doing that.